Hi there, this is Veronica. Today I'll be making a hobo bag. First, print out the pattern and make them into templates. This is one of the biggest bags I've made and I'm excited to share it with you. For this bag, we'll have a front pocket and it goes on the front panel. And we also have a gusset, which is the side of the bags that connects the front and back panel. And on top of the gusset, we'll have two side pockets on either side, D-ring attachments and shoulder pads for the shoulder strap. The leather I'm using is chrome tan leather. This type of leather is extra soft and flexible. While making the hobo bag, you'll want to use something that's less firm to have the saggy center effect like most hobo bag has. On the back of the leather, I used the templates to trace the outline and cut them into individual leather pieces. So we will have two leather pieces for the front and back panel, and one for the front pocket, one long strap for the gusset, and two small square pieces for the pockets. And now let's first start it with the front pocket. On the back of the leather, I used the template to mark the guideline where we're going to fold the top edge in. Then I attach a piece of fabric to the back of the leather. The size of the fabric is going to be about the same size as the pocket, only a bit shorter at the top edge of the leather. Then I use the templates again to mark the guideline onto the fabric. Here I already attached the fabric onto the leather with some glue and double-sided tape. Then we're going to fold the top edge of the leather in to the guideline that we traced earlier. This method of folding the top edge of the leather in is one of the ways we finish chrome tan leather's edges. So simply apply the glue on the area. Then I use a hammer to help shaping the leather. We'll do this in exactly the same way to make the side pockets. After folding in the top edge, I clamp it in between two boards to make the top edge nice and flat. And afterwards, I sew this folded part up. And this is what it looks like. Next, we're going to attach the front pocket to the front panel. Here I use the template to mark the center line on the front pocket and also the front panel. Then I drew a guideline in the middle of the front pocket, and on each side of the center line I drew two more lines, and these are the stitching lines. Next I apply glue on the center line, and we're going to glue the front pocket to the front panel along the center line. Then I use the templates to mark all the stitching holes onto the leather. Unlike the other stitching holes we usually made with the diamond chisels, here I use a small hole punch to have a specific distance in between each holes. So follow the guideline and punch all the stitching holes. I use cross-stitching method to stitch up the front pocket to the front panel. This part of the stitching is going to be kind of a statement for the front, so I made a little design here for the look. For stitching up this part, try to keep the same pattern of sewing to get a uniform look. Then I use some leather conditioner to remove the marks that we made earlier. Next, we're going to attach the side pockets to the gusset. So we made the side pocket exactly the same way as we did for the front pocket, that we attach a piece of fabric on the back that's slightly shorter at the top edge. Then we fold the top edge of the leather in and sew it up. We will first glue the bottom of the side pocket to the gusset along the guideline according to the templates with wrong side out. And the same thing to the other side pocket. Then we will sew up the bottom line of the side pocket to the cassette. Then we flip the side pocket over. And on the side, we're going to glue it flat to the cassette with the side pocket folded and not the cassette. Moving on, we're going to glue the cassette to the front and back panel. We will glue the cassette all the way around with the wrong side out. After gluing them up, we're going to sew them together. It took me about 1.5 hours on each side. Now the bag is all sewn up, we're going to flip it inside out. Make sure to get all the corners flipped up and also shape the sewing edges. Now the main bag is pretty much done, we're going to make the liner. To make the fabric liner, here I'm just going to make the simplest one you can make. So here we have a piece of fabric that's folded with the folding line at the bottom of the screen, and we will be cutting through 2 layers of fabrics at once. I first used the front pocket template to mark the guideline. The right side of the template is against the right side of the fabric. Then we drew the guideline for the length of the front pocket. On the left of the guideline we drew, we're going to add the width of the gusset. The bottom of the front pocket to the bottom of the fabric, which is the folding line, is half of a gusset width. So here we have a large rectangle that's folded in half, and the length of this rectangle is the width of the gusset plus the length of the front pocket. And the width of this folded rectangle is the width of the front pocket plus half of the width of the gusset. So here is our folded rectangle, and then we're going to fold this with the wrong side out, then sew up the 2 shorter sides. Will look like this, and this is our fabric liner. The liner will be glued directly on the inside of the bag. Here I already drew the guideline on the inside of the leather. This guideline is where we're going to glue the fabric on. Then we will just simply glue the fabric on the inside along the top edge of the bag. And I use a scrap piece of paper to help marking the line where the top edge of the leather is folding into. The width of this paper is the same width that indicated on the template. The same way as we make all the pockets, we're going to fold the top edge in. Use some glue and a hammer to fold all the edges in. After folding all the edges in, I decided to add a set of magnet snap. So here I just simply mark the center of the front and the back panel, then install the snaps on. Then I clamp the top edge in between the boards to make them nice and flat. Then we're going to sew up the top edge of the back. And make sure to skip the part that we have the snaps on. Now the back is pretty much done, we're going to move on to make the shoulder straps. First, we're going to make the D-ring attachments. Here I use Crazy Horse leather for the D-ring attachments. This is going to be a pop of the color, and also this leather is more stiff, and that makes it better for making the D-ring attachments. I used the template to mark the rivet holes and transfer that to the leather. We will punch all the holes for the D-ring attachment first before attaching it to the bag. To attach it to the bag, mark the center of the gusset. Then use a pen to trace the outline of the attachments. This makes it easier to apply glue on. Then we'll place the D-ring in the middle of the D-ring attachments, and the attachments will be clamping on the top edge of the gusset. Sew the attachments on both sides. Then we're going to make the shoulder pads for the shoulder straps. To make the shoulder pads, cut the leather according to the template. Then we're going to glue and sew up the longer side of the shoulder pad. Glue them together with the wrong side out. Stitching up the longer side and not the shorter side, then we're going to flip it inside out. I also clamped this piece in between the boards to reshape the leather. Then we will feed a long strip of leather in between the shoulder pads. And for the shoulder strap, I also use Crazy Horse leather just for a pop of the color. Move the shoulder pad to the middle of the strap. Then we'll be closing up the two ends of the shoulder pad. And on each end of the shoulder strap, I pre-punch all the holes needed to attach it to the D-ring. And here we just simply feed it through the D-ring and attach the shoulder strap on. Finish both ends of the shoulder strap. And now the bag is all complete. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.